absolutely thrilled today. Lisa Nickels is here as our guest, and I feel that much of the reason that I am where I'm at today is solely because of her. So Lisa, thank you so much for
You're
being
welcome.
here.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I have to tell you, one of the reasons that I am so I mean, my heart is pumping right now, and it is pounding, is because your pure authenticity from the stage. Your courage and your ability to be truly just who you are, and that is inspiration for everyone.
Thank you. It was a journey. You know, I took a trip back to myself, and there was a time where I believe we all seek to be what we think society wants us to be. I don't know what that is. And I realized that I can't do anyone better than I could do me. And I had to introduce myself to Lisa years ago and embrace her. Mocha skin, full lips, round hips, kinky hair, you know, all of my wonderful idiosyncrasies, and just allow it to be okay. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful that my truth inspires your truth. I think that together we can have a really amazing dance when I'm dancing to my rhythm and you're dancing to yours.
Absolutely. Now, Lisa, was there a particular turning point in your life where you stood in front of the mirror, hands on the counter, eye to eye with yourself, and decided that you were a beautiful person?
Yes, and I did it butt naked. You know, I'm excited that you asked, did I stand in the mirror? Because I did. There was a time in my life where, and it's amazing, I say that some of your best gifts come wrapped in sandpaper. And I don't say that because it's a sexy cliche. I don't say it because it sounds like a great quote. I say it because it's been my truth. Some of my best, most wonderful gifts came wrapped in sandpaper, which means I did not ask for them, I did not want them, and I wouldn't have wished them on anyone. And yet the fact that I made it through helped to determine who I am today. And one of those gifts that came wrapped in sandpaper that took me to the mirror was a relationship where it followed a very lonely time in my life. I was sitting on the beach in Long Beach, California, saying, "Oh God, I just want a man. Send me a man," and I got one, and taught me two things. Taught me two things. Number one, desperation is a horrible, stinky perfume to wear. Don't wear it. And number two, to be very clear in my prayer request, I should have asked for a sane relationship and a healthy relationship. 2 years into the relationship, I ended up being verbally abused and then physically abused. And I was choked until I passed out. And then I was thrown 3 feet across the room. And when I was able to finally get out of that relationship, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. This is the Lisa, everyone. You don't see that Lisa on stage, but that's my journey, and I'm okay. I'm proud of my journey.
Actually, you do see that part of Lisa on the stage because that is what made Lisa.
Yes, that's that
you are on
fire.
the stage.
That's that no matter what. That's that, you know, oh, I'm not, it's not over till it's over. And it's so not over yet, you know. And I remember being, and I talk about this in my book for the very first time, which is the only reason why I can sit here and share it with you, because I put it in the book. And though my body was shaking when I was writing, thinking, I do not want them to know this. My spirit and my soul was saying, congratulations for being so comfortable with your journey that you can now share it. When the doctor said, you are clinically depressed, you're depressed. And I looked at the prescription and it said two things. I only saw two things: Lisa Nickels, Prozac. And I thought, oh my God, my name is on the same page as Prozac. And I looked up at the doctor, and I'll never forget, I said, so doctor, you mean I'm sad? And she said, yes, you're very, very sad. Then I understood it. And I said, oh, I've lost myself. So I went to the mirror. And in the mirror, I completed 3 sentences for the next 6 months, and they changed my life. And the first sentence I completed was, Lisa, I'm proud that you. And every day in my darkest of dark times, and I was in the darkest time of my life, I'd never felt this much darkness. I would cry uncontrollably. I would shake uncontrollably. I couldn't be left home alone. I was just, I didn't know me. I didn't know who I was. I was a shell of the woman I was. And so I got in the mirror and I made myself have 7 different answers every morning to each sentence. And the first sentence was, Lisa, I'm proud that you. And it would be big things like, Lisa, I'm proud that you got out of that abusive relationship. And it would be small things like that were really big for me. Lisa, I'm proud you got out of bed today. And then the second sentence that I complete with 7 different answers was, Lisa, I forgive you for. And I would forgive myself for being so lonely that I dropped my integrity bar. And I would forgive myself for putting my 3-year-old son in that type of danger. Then the third sentence I complete was, Lisa, I commit to you. And I'd make a declaration and a commitment to myself. And so every day before I introduced myself to the world, I would celebrate me by saying what I was proud of. I'd release me by forgiving myself. And I'd commit to myself who I was going to be that day. And I had to do that every day, 6 months before I start feeling my tank was full, giving myself what I needed, looking into my own eyes, realizing that before anyone else could fall madly in love with me, that I had to first fall madly in love with myself, and that no one else could give me what I wasn't giving myself, and that it was unfair and unrealistic for me to ever expect a man to love and honor me more than I was loving and honoring myself. And that from this day forward, from that dark day forward, I would be their example of how to treat me. I would be their example of how to lift me up. I would be their example of how to honor me. And if they couldn't get the clue and get the example, then they couldn't get me. So out of the darkest of ashes, the greatness of who I am grew.